Kelly Taylor is outside kissing Kevin Mitch on the front porch of the car. Kevin Mitch, who is the lying father of the Mitch brothers, does not know that his own stepson, James Mitch, and Colin Mitch had recently been attacked. Kelly pins Kevin's hand on the car hood and kisses Kevin in the lips. Kevin kisses Kelly right back, and Kevin honorably notices a raindrop from the sky. Kelly looks up, and rain comes pouring down. Kelly Taylor and Kevin Mitch immediately get into Kevin Mitch's vehicle. When Kelly Taylor is waiting for a college vehicle to show up for a mansion field trip in which they are all going to a museum for the weekend. Brad's car pulls up for the trip, and exits from the car are Tess, James, whom they just picked up beforehand, and the other newly announced PTSD brother, Colden. The four brothers stand next to each other on the back of the car hood. Tess gets on the car hood, sits down with one knee on the side, and his foot other knee up. Colin sits in front of the car with his arms folded, standing on one foot, how the other foot is crossed as he sits in his toes, dealing back on the car. James, who was stabbed twice by Ghostface, puts his hand on the car and crosses his other leg with the other leg standing on his toes on the other leg adjacent to the car. While Brad, who had just exited the car last, cleans the gun and puts it on the side of his pocket, however hiding it from the rest of the student body. Leans onto their vehicle car and folds his arms, staring at the other college students. Janina Clark stares at the Mitch brothers, and gets Carlina Warren's attention, along with Tess, in which Ted Summers joins them. Janina stares at Carlina and Ted Summers. Ted Summers stares at the Mitch brothers, shrugs, and puts his hands in the middle air. Area code. Gang style wise. Carlina stares at the Mitch brothers along with various other college students. Carlina doesn't say a word and stares at Ted Summers. The group Tess Mitch an evil royal calls and stares at Tess Mitch, who pulls out a folding knife and slings the blade directly out. Using his fingertips, sliding it alongside the folding blade. Stares deliriously at Roy, and with Tanisha Reigns gets Roy turning admits parents as the school bus approaches. The college school bus enters as Kelly Taylor exits the car from Kevin Mitch's advancement and notary. Kevin Mitch gets out of the car and notices that Kelly Taylor was already in the bus with the various students. Kelly Taylor walks by and notices that the Mitch brothers weren't getting on board. Kelly tries to get Tess's permission. Ted turns around and puts the knife back into its blade before Kelly Taylor can notice, and puts it back in it and slides it into his sweater before Kelly can notice. Kelly Taylor walks directly on by, her high heels clacking on the cement solid as they get close as she enters the school bus. The Mitch brothers, who were never really able if we're going to be the ones to get on the school bus. Tess Mitch stared at the school bus and says, "Hey, little bro. Cold. It looks like we're on another route for bitch security guard college footage in." Colton Mitch stares ahead. "That's our job, big brother. Bitch security guard." James responds, "Yep." Brad stares forward as the bus goes by. "Yep, we're always the security guards for the bitch summer." The students on the school bus get deliriously loud, as if they were in middle school or high school. They scream and yell, throw papers back and forth, and a student falls asleep in the back school bus in the back school bus seat. The bus driver ignores the whole entire situation of the students, laughing, screaming, and having fun as the bus plummets forward for its worth for a 15-minute ride to the nearest museum for a weekend of fun, games, and what seemed to be fun and games they would be unaware of their current report they'd have to do for their assignment for the weekend. Kelly Taylor's cell phone rings. She notices a private call and answers it. Kelly Taylor responds, "Hello? Mrs. Taylor?" The voice responds, "It's Tess Mitch." Kelly Taylor responds, "Oh, hey, Tess. You're in control for the weekend. The college campus is yours, dude. You know what you need to do to get your college funds and graduate." Tess Mitch responds to, "Yeah, sure. I got it. I got you. I got it. What? Yeah, exact." Kelly responds, "Yeah. You got it, Tess." Tess didn't respond for not even 2 seconds before the phone call starts glitching out. Screeching comes between Tess Mitch, and Tess Mitch's voice pops between the area of the cell phone guidance. Tess Mitch responds, "Dude, I can't. I see it." And then the cell phone line Kelly Taylor has on her end dies. Back at the grounds, Tess Mitch closes his phone and says, "Miss Taylor should be fine. We weren't really going to talk too much from the get-go." Jane stares at Tess. Okay. Back on the school bus, Kelly Taylor gets up out of her seat to check on all the various students. She goes back from seat to seat, checking on students. And as this college school bus arrives on time to the museum set, she notices a student in a costume mask then seemed to be screaming at the other students from a distance, which was seen to be sleep. Miss Taylor touches the mask and pulls back, feeling something slimy from the mask. She pulls it back, and blood just happened to be on her hands. As the students screaming yell for no apparent reason, Anna West Glover exits the school bus. Kelly Taylor screams, and as she turns and she looks up, she's immediately stabbed in the stomach by the unidentified student, who was obviously a Ghostface killer for unknown reason to Kelly Taylor. Kelly Taylor falls back into her seat behind her as Ghostface stabs her multiple times in the seat, slit her, and then stabs her 7 more times, slit her again, stabbed her again in the shoulder blade, and then 3 more times, and slit her stomach open while she was screaming. And then it allowed her to choke on her own blood. The Ghostface serial killer then left the Ghostface mask behind on the floor, with Kelly Taylor, who had just choked her clean on her own blood, slowly dies as her hand drops to the side of the seat. Blood gushing onto the floor, dripping onto the floor. The bus driver, who had already exited with the students, does not notice the situation at hand, and every student had exited the bus. The Ghostface killer, who had taken off the mask, leaving the mask directly at the scene of the crime, blending in with the rest of the museum students as they walked into the museum.